everyone. So today we have another unboxing that was so kindly sent to me from 121Stitch. Hey guys, so today I have two kits to go over with you from 121Stitch. So 121Stitch is pretty much Painting Fairy if Painting Fairy had a bunch of licensed kits. So they do tend to carry some of the same kits, but they also have different kits that are licensed, and they do give you the artist if it is artwork from an artist that already either sells cross stitch or other type of digital patterns. They do have a bunch of tools and stuff. They have their own thread. They sell fairy floss there, which I believe is like 30 cents. And I'm not sure if they sell DMC on this specific website or not, but I think it's around like 60 to 90 cents. I personally prefer the fairy floss, but that is just me. So with that being said, I do have an affiliate code below. I will link all of these kits. Let's get into this. So to open these very sturdy boxes, they have these little tabs. I've been showing this the past few videos of unboxings, including with Painting Fairy. And then it just pops open and everything slides right out. Nice and easy. All right, let's start with the toolkit since that is... Oh. Okay, well my bird just flew over to his cage. Let's start with the toolkit since that's the first thing you typically need to start any of these kits. And it looks like we get the same thing every single time, or not it looks like, we do get the same thing every single time. So you get 3 finger protectors. You get 3 spool bobbins. You can use these for parking or storage. I have enough now to where I think I could use these for storage if I wanted to. And they do snap together as sort of like a space saver method. And they do sell everything in this goodie bag on their website as well, in case you wanted to buy more of your own. And then back to the gold scissors. And there is a plastic tip on it, but it kind of goes past that. But they are very beautiful, heavy duty. You know what? I've never showed myself cutting with the scissors that came in these kits. Super easy, cuts like butter. I don't know why I'm putting it back in here because it's still gonna stick through, but yes, 3 beautiful scissors. And then the thing I cut, the needles. You get a whole pack of needles. They used to give you small packs of needles as well, 1 in each kit. I have not been seeing that anymore. So I've also went back and checked all my needles. They're all size 28, or at least I believe that's the size, but they're all the same. And they all came in this bag. And I'm not going to put those away because I organize them out at the end of every video, so I'm just going to leave it there. And then we have some pamphlets, which this is why I say they're basically Painting Fairy only licensed. There's some information about their cotton floss. This just shows you the symbols and abbreviations, in case you didn't know. And then this is more information about the manufacturing of their fairy floss and the colors and the sourcing of the cotton. So if you are interested in that, this comes in every order as well. Whoop. And it's about to fall to the floor. And then the last thing here is I noticed every order has been getting a sample of either DMC or fairy floss, though it looks like the past few I've gotten now have all been fairy floss. And this is probably the brightest one I've gotten so far. This one's pretty. Let me see. See right there? Fairy floss. And this is color 3848. And these are the previous 2 I got. I left them on my desk because I was going to go put them away altogether. So they definitely do give you a different one every time. I mean, hopefully. Not like it matters. I already have a ton because I ordered a bunch for specific counted kits that I purchased. Or not counted kits. Counted patterns that I purchased. But it is nice to have extra on hand because you never know. So that's a really thoughtful gift. And then this is just more information about the floss. All right, this one, again, I said it before, I'll say it again. Not the last video, or I have a video where I have a video where I've already reviewed this. I also reviewed it in a Painting Fairy one. I believe that they are sending these out for free as gifts for the holidays. On Painting Fairy, I cannot find this for some reason, but I can find it on 121Stitch, so I will link this down below. And I did complete this, so I'll put the photo on screen now. I've been trying to put that in every video. And I'm just going to go over it real quick. We're not going to look at the paper pattern or anything because it's so small. But they have been coming on this really nice plastic floss card. Not a bunch of colors. I will say when I stitched mine, I ran out of black. So if you are purchasing from 121Stitch, I would go ahead and get some fairy floss in the color black, which is 310. And I did not use my white, which I don't know if you could tell in the photo or not. And mine was a 16 count, but it looks like they're only giving out 14 counts now. At least that's what the rest of mine have been. Very clear printing, very large border, and they are always nice and serged for you. The only thing I do want to say is when I washed it, the 121, it wasn't as visible in the photo because A, I edited the photo, and B, my camera couldn't pick it up, but in person it was very noticeable that 121 was in there. So 121Stitch, not sure if you saw my last video or if I even posted it yet since I'm pre-recording. It would be a good idea to maybe lighten that or change the color to something that washes more easily. My goodness, I'm losing my voice. But it's super cute. I did mine in a day, but to be fair, that was like the only thing I did, and I was determined. And it did come in a button snap pouch. It looks like all these kits lately have been coming in button snap pouches unless they're like excessively large. Okay, kit number 2. So these are from a new designer that I believe they're working from,
BananiStitchery, and you can see I chose the 18 count here. I believe it only goes 18 to 11 count right now. I've yet to see a 20 or 25 count. Typically 18 to 14 count will cost the same price, but 14 count always costs more. So keep that in mind with what you, or keep that in mind. Okay, this one is called English House and Garden, and the reason I chose this one is because it kind of reminds me of one of the cottage kits I had from Joy Sunday, but this one supports an artist, so I figured that if I wanted to do that one, this would be a better option. Plus, it's 18 count, and I've been kind of wanting a scenic 18 count for a while that wasn't too big, and this is the one I chose for that. And you can see for 18 count, it is 184 by 168. So you can get these in, and this goes for this and the next kit, you can get it in stamped or counted. 14 count is $29.80, 16 and 18 count are also $29.80, 11 count is $39.80. And I'm not seeing the sizes being listed when I click the different sizes, so I can't really tell you what the size difference is. So that's just a cover photo, and it looks like we have one sheet for all of our stitching. Okay, so a lot of colors here are repeated, so that's not the total number of colors at all. And I think the reason they're repeating it is because some of them are half stitches and some of them have the back stitches in there. So there are full crosses, half stitches, and back stitches, and there are plenty of them. Plenty of them. And we're not going to go over every page of the pattern. It starts on page 1, and it looks like there are 4 pages of pattern in total.
And here is what one portion of it looks like. Again, clear printing on this. Very easy to read. The only thing I had an issue with is on my peach study, there were so many different back stitches, and sometimes the symbols or the line work for the back stitching kind of looked like a few of the other ones, and I really had to pay attention to get it done. But once you learn the specific kit you're working on, it gets really easy to know what back stitch goes where, because besides the symbols, the colors themselves are vastly different, as well as the thickness. And sometimes the only difference between two of the back stitch symbols is the thickness. So make sure you're paying attention to the amount of strands you need. I don't know, I'm trying to close that already. Okay, and see, this is why I wanted 18 count, because it's not super massive. This border is super massive, huge. I love that though. I love the big border on this one, but you can see here it is a partial, but this is why I wanted the 18 count, because it's not super in my face. And as much as I've been loving Painting Fairy and 121Stitch, especially 121Stitch's new kits, like take a peek, I don't like the sizes necessarily, and it seems like all the small ones aren't really stuff that's up my alley. I do tend to get 16 count or 14 count from these companies if I can, but I really wanted to try an 18 count. And you can see, even when it's 18 count, the printing is so clear. It is beyond me how they manage. And obviously it is serged. And the legend is not on this one, so you will have to use the paper pattern. So this one's gonna be gorgeous. And we have 2 floss cards, and oh my gosh, I finally got one that's not yellow. I got cute purple. I love this shade, it's so pastel. Okay, their flosses always come with a little bow to help prevent some tangling down at the bottom, which I love. And you can see this is floss card 1. Just let you look at those colors, and they do list it by DMC. And then this is floss card 2. And then you have all these spare spots. So if you ever get a kit that has empty spaces like this and you have mixed stitches, you can write in the 2 colors or DMCs that are mixed in that stitch and put the rest of what you haven't used yet in there. So it'll just help you organize more. Or you could buy some stickers, like blank stickers, and label on the, or label it yourself and buy some floss cards from them. Sorry, I'm just gonna tuck this in there. Flop flop. And that is the first kit I chose. Again, it was $29.80 for 18 to 14 count, and then 11 count was, I believe, $39.80. So yeah, that was kit number 1. All right, this next one I think Stitching with Laura also chose. They gave us a few to choose from, I believe, and I think we chose both of the same ones. I could be wrong. I'm not totally sure. So this one is called Watercolor Peony Bouquet, and I just really loved the pinks, the whites, and like the subtle purples in the background. So of course I had to go with this one, and of course, again, since I was on my 18 count attempts, like I wanted to see their 18 counts, I also got this one in an 18 count. It is 161 by 193 stitches. Same little designer here because we're trying to promote them today. And I'm sure you can find them on Etsy as well if you wanted to like see their other works. Maybe you could even request 121Stitch to kit some of their other works if they're not already working on that. So again, same as last one, 18 count to 14 count is $29.80 and 11 count is $39.80, and you still have the choice to get it stamped or counted. And also, just so you know, if you're a new customer, they do have a 10% off, or you can use my affiliate link, which I think depending, I'm not totally sure how much that's off right now, but I feel like the 10% is the better deal if you haven't purchased from them before. And if you buy $59.80, oh wait, nope. I believe if you buy $60 or $59 or more, you get free shipping. Sorry, it was subtracting what I already had on my cart. Don't worry what's in my cart. But yes, so this is the second one. And ooh, much less colors than this one. And see here, we do have those mixed stitches for sure this time. But this one doesn't have any of the fancy half stitches or back stitches or anything. It's all full cross, which is really nice. So if you don't like doing fancy stitches, this one is definitely better for you. Let me see. Well, this one says it has full stitch and back stitch, but that's not true. So I was gonna say that it looks like they listed what was in the kit, but they're wrong because there's no back stitch in this one. So I guess you're gonna have to watch other people buy kits and review them if you're trying to avoid back stitch and such, or just take a risk. I really don't know what to say about that, but here's a sample of the pattern. And you can definitely see it's just full stitch, and it doesn't look like it's going to be a partial. It looks like it is stitched corner to corner. And we have, again, 4 pages of stitching to do. The first one I showed, not the cats, was a partial, and it looked like it had a bunch of half stitches in the background, which, if you don't know, goes by really fast. And this one, again, see, nice little size. That's why I wanted 18 count, and it's gonna be so beautiful. It's gonna look like a watercolor painting, only with thread, which is why I love cross stitch, because it's like painting with thread. It's also like diamond painting with thread, but you know. So again, nice big borders here, serged as always, very high quality. The 18 count fabric definitely feels thinner and like it's easier to crinkle and such than the other counts, which is good, especially since I got the 18 counts to work in hand instead of like struggling over a desk. So I'm quite happy with that, because it also still feels like quality, and it feels like once you remove the starches, this fabric is just going to be a lot nicer than other kits. I don't know, I really like how this feels compared to the 16 count. Even though I do love my 16 count, I just really like how this feels. Like maybe I should just start doing 18 count, and then, you know, the coverage would also be better. Not that their 16 counts don't cover. My peach study that I'm working on, the coverage is perfect, pretty much. But if you were someone that maybe stitches a little tighter than me, and or I don't know, looser than me, whatever it causes gapping, or whatever does. And again, even though it is an 18 count, it literally looks like it was printed on paper. It is so clear. And it does give you your info up here. So that is the canvas. Now we have 2 floss cards again. This time we have a pink bow. And we're back to the yellow floss cards. So this is floss card number 1. And floss card number 2. And you do have some spaces here, so you definitely could fit a few. Actually, I'm kind of curious now. I want to see how this plays out. If I can grab it. My skin is so dry I cannot grab it. Okay, so we have 9. We have 10 mixed stitches, but 9 free spots. So close. I'm just gonna double check myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we are 1 free spot short, but that is still really good. So basically, you could put all your mixed stitches here if you wanted to, and then just make sure you, for the last mixed stitch, maybe make sure you use up the full strand, like jump around if you have to use it up. So I think that worked out almost perfectly. but that's just my opinion. I know some people don't like jumping around. I'm definitely the kind of person that'll like, if it's too much space, I will cut and restart the thread. I have no problem doing that. All right, I will be right back. All right, that was the 3 kits I was so lovingly gifted from 121Stitch to review for you today. Let me know which one is your favorite, and definitely remember that I will be linking these down below. I do have a link in my description box as well to destash kits of mine. I haven't added any new ones in about a week or so. I am going to be adding the last few hand-charted ones as well as some AI generated ones at some point soon. And yeah, so don't forget to give the video a like, give 121Stitch a little browse, create a profile so you can save your favorites, and don't forget to hype the video, you guys. Or not, you don't have to hype my video. You only get, I think, a few hypes a week, maybe, but I definitely make sure I use all of mine. I used one of them yesterday. I think you get maybe 3 a week. I'm not totally sure. I'm still new to that. But I want to say, gosh, not this one for sure because I already stitched it. I don't know which one is my favorite. I mean, just because it's scenery and what I have been wanting is like scenic things lately, I want to say this one's my favorite, especially because the back stitching, and I really just love the foreground here and how it looks like a foreground instead of something pasted in front of a house. So I think this one is probably my favorite today. All right, thank you guys for spending this time with me and seeing what I had to share with you. I will see you guys in the next video, and I love you guys, I miss you guys, and I'll still be reading my comments even though this is pre-recorded and I'm spending time with my partner. Because even though I love him, I love you guys too, and I found you guys first, let's be real. All right, you guys, bye.